It's Christmas, and the professional MasterChef Rematch is back. As 4 of the competition's most talented finalists return for a festive food battle like no other.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
Merry Christmas.
I don't know why I'm doing this again. No, I know exactly why. I like the pressure.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped to get back. I got pipped at the last post, and I'm a little bit competitive.
Of course, very much would like to win and lift the trophy. So, yeah, that will be amazing.
I thought when I said yes to this again that I'd actually be okay. And then last night was pretty sleepless, and now going into the kitchen's a bit nerve-wracking.
Hello, welcome back. Honestly, it's an absolute joy to see the 4 of you back in this kitchen, clearly with some unfinished business.
I have to say, it takes a very, very brave chef to come back in here for a second time. We'd like you to cook 2 courses, a main and a dessert, that reflects where your food is now.
Chefs, you're not just cooking for us today, you're also cooking for some of the country's most renowned critics.
1 hour and 45 minutes. Chefs, off you go.
I've got a huge monster of an octopus right now. I'm going to pressure cook it to make sure it's cooked beautifully tender.
Development chef Philli Armitage-Mattin made the final 4 in 2020. Combining her passions for science and Pan-Asian cuisine, she impressed judges and critics alike.
Layer upon layer upon layer of flavour. Cookery of shellfish like that will take some beating.
Hey, girl, I think it's great, delightful, love it.
She can do things in terms of flavour that other chefs could not.
In this last year, I've been really delving into the science of cooking. I love understanding why reactions happen when you cook and how you can improve and get your food to the best that it can be. Coming back on the show, I'm just so excited to really showcase what I've learned so far in this past year. Okay, whew.
Philli, good to see you.
Hello.
Do you remember the last time you cooked for the critics?
Yeah, it was so exciting, really stressful. And I don't think I've reduced the stress in these dishes.
Right, so what are you cooking them?
Today I'm cooking a bone marrow and octopus donburi, served with a beef and octopus dashi. And then on the side, I'm going to be serving 6 different sauces. So the critics will get this flowchart and they will answer the questions on what their flavour palette is. And each of these palettes will correspond to a different sauce.
OK, bit of fun there.
There is a lot of work, I mean a lot of work going on in Philli's dishes. And it's no wonder she's looking like she's under pressure already. Philli's menu is octopus with bone marrow, served with Japanese rice. Normally you get 1, maybe 2 sauces. Here, Philli has given us 6. Not only that, we've got quite a complex diagram you need to follow before you land on the sauce of your choice.
Philli's dessert, pine nut brown butter cake, sounds delicious with whipped ganache, fresh strawberries, lemon basil sorbet. But as always with Philli, you're never really sure what you're going to get. There's going to be some surprises.
31-year-old head chef Jimi Park made the final 4 in 2017. And after 4 years of working in London's cutting-edge restaurants, Jimi has gone for a change of scenery.
Right now I'm stood in the brand new kitchen of our new restaurant in St Ives. We're still working in a little bit of a building site at the moment, so we're starting the menu develop now and then we're going to open in a couple of weeks and can't wait to get going. I've been coming to Cornwall with my family on holiday since I was a kid. So to be able to come here now and live here permanently and run a restaurant like this is incredible.
Back in 2017, Jimi wowed the judges with his inventive modern food and his willingness to take risks.
I think your ideas are dangerous, but I think they're very clever.
Oh, it sings on the plate. It's a wonderful, light plate of food.
But the risks didn't always pay off.
You are giving us a very smart but still afternoon tea to get into the final three.
Yes, correct.
I don't think I'd be happy eating all of it because of the quantity of sweetness in it.
So today I'm cooking a dish, again, inspired by Cornwall. So it's a Cornish hen with a haggis mousse.
I like the sound of this. What's your dessert?
The dessert is a tart. You know, I went out on a tart last time I was here, so changed it up a little bit.
Whoa. Just let me just get one thing right here. The tart that knocked you out of the competition, you've decided to come back and do that again?
Exactly.
Wow, really?
It's the best place to do it, no?
Jamie, you've got to nail it this time.
Love the two dishes that Jamie's cooking today. You've got steamed chicken breast and a chicken and haggis mousse. So he's making a mousse with the trimmings of the chicken and some haggis. He's lining a mould with the mousse. He's then putting the chicken that has been slightly cooked down the centre, a little bit more mousse on top, cooking that and then finishing it in the oven.
Jamie is serving it with Jerusalem artichokes in various different ways. Pickled artichokes, we've got crispy artichokes.
Jamie's dessert is a curd tart. He's using a fruit de bec pastry, which is like a phyllo pastry. It's very, very crumbly. You can't afford for this tart case to break.
Jamie is filling the tart case with a cheese curd and serving it with peaches, a thyme compote, and a white peach sorbet.
Nepalese-born head chef Santosh Shah won the hearts and palates of the judges in 2020 when he brought the cuisine of his home country to the MasterChef kitchen.
This is a monkey aphrodisiac.
It is, that's the one.
You're going to feed it to the chefs. Brilliant.
That is incredible.
Absolutely delicious. It tastes fantastic.
I am going to go out on a limb and say this is the most beautiful plate of food I've ever been served on MasterChef.
After the competition, Santosh took a trip back to Nepal, where he received a homecoming hero's welcome.
When I went out there, it was so emotional for me. I didn't expect I'm going to get so much love from Nepal. Every single people, they know me. People recognize me and coming and taking picture. So that was amazing. And then I cover almost every talk show. I went to so many colleges to give a guest lecture. Hopefully, I will be doing my Nepalese fine dining restaurant in central London very, very soon. So you are invited all.
So, Santosh, tell us about your menu.
After the competition, I wanted to dive into the culture, mountain food and Himalayan food. So I spent so much time to researching the new recipes, new technique. So main course, I'm doing chicken breast, marinated in a burnt feather spice, then serving with very traditional Nepalese chicken curry.
Let me get this right. Last time you were in the competition, we had a monkey aphrodisiac. Now you're saying that you're burning chicken feathers and putting them into a marinade?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, it is.
I've certainly not eaten chicken feathers before.
And what's for pudding?
So every year we have a holy festival, a color festival, and we rub each other color. So that time we make malpua, banana pancake, serving with reduced saffron milk. Then we have pineapple fritters and mango and fennel ice cream. This will be amazing.
It wouldn't be Santosh if we didn't have something different, something that we'd never tried before. I'm curious as to what a chicken feather's going to bring into a spice mix, especially when it's burnt. Normally, anything that's burnt is bitter.
And then we have a mix of millets which has been cooked. He's got some spices running through, like cinnamon, for example. Sounds delicious.
His dessert, looking forward to trying the pancake with the banana running through that. We've also got saffron condensed milk on the dish. That's quite strong saffron, so I'm interested to see how much he's going to use in the dish. The ice cream will bring freshness and the fennel flavour, will without doubt complement the saffron.
Also in the final three in 2020 was Netherlands-born private chef Bart van der Lee. His technical brilliance, combined with a rediscovered love of nature, brought him within touching distance of the title.
It's a delight to eat, a real delight. You know, we said be inspired by the forest. I think you nailed the brief here.
It's a sublime piece of cookery at the highest level.
It is rich, it is luxurious.
Bart is a very accomplished chef.
A year on, family man Bart has continued to build on the momentum he found in the MasterChef kitchen.
Go, 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 let's find some zucchinis. So I've been cooking out in the nature, we're doing events, cooking over fire, serving lots of people out in the forest. They've been so exciting. Spending more quality time with my family. I'm learning new ways to cook. They love to help out. Really looking forward to cooking for the judges again. I really want to showcase where I'm going with my cooking and can't wait to get into the kitchen.
But tell me, what are you hoping to show off since you were last here cooking for us and the critics?
I've learned to really look back at how I grew up and how I lived near the rivers, how I grew up in the forest, picking the berries, going out in the fields, and that is something that really spikes my interest and that I like to cook with.
Tell me, what are your two dishes?
So we're doing a Doversol dish for the main course with some garlic girolles. We're gonna have a brown butter and hazelnut vinaigrette, and we'll have nettle puree. Pudding, we have Pedro Ximenez sherry poached figs with an orange blossom chiffon cake. And I made a sorbet of ricotta and rosemary with a little hint of orange zest.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bart has got the ocean and the forest coming together. He loves these two concepts. Cooking Doversol off the bone is always dangerous, especially when you're cooking it on a grill. You can't afford for it to stick. You've got to get it just right.
We need to have ferocious heat under this to get a really nice, clear grill marks.
Bart's dessert figs, which he's poaching beautifully in a sherry. He's making a orange blossom chiffon cake. It's a cake that has whipped egg whites folded through it, so it makes it much lighter. The ricotta and rosemary sorbet sounds so interesting. There's a savory element that works very well with figs. I see this dessert and I can't wait to try it. Chefs, you have half an hour left until the first course is served. Philli, that's you.
Yes, chef.
Well, this is a serious proposition, isn't it? These are cooks that we've met before who did really good things, and now they've come back for Christmas to do really, really good things. So what's not to be excited about?
What worries me is you're only really as good as the last meal you've cooked for me. At the moment, these are people who I name drop at parties, and I talk really fondly of them, but today it could all be over.
It could go one of two ways, couldn't it? You know, but I think there are real rewards there if, you know, some of those contestants can really grab it by the scruff of the neck and make their mark again.
Happy holidays.
Cheers.
Okay.
So, Philli, you're starting to plate your sauces?
Yep.
So Philli's first dish is What's Your Palate? We've got a rice bowl with octopus and bone marrow, two things I like a lot, and then a whole bunch of sauces which seem to range far and wide.
We've got yeasted shiitake mushrooms, which are like super umami,
There's a doubanjiang and honey glazed. Doubanjiang is Sichuan chili bean paste. It's a real flavour bomb. But there's also brown butter hollandaise. Well, that's a brunch on the Upper West Side in New York.
I'm a northern woman. I like sauces and gravies and dressings. So anyone that's bringing me 6 different sauces, I'm into this.
Hello.
Hi, Philly.
I invite you to look at the flowchart, answer the questions, work out what your individual palette is, and that corresponds to one of the sauces, so you're going to finish it off depending on what your palette is. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
If I was in a restaurant and they brought me this, I would actually get quite cross. I just want to get my face into all of those.
Jay, it's Christmas.
And I hate party games.
Why don't you just let the happiness and joy just flow over you?
Because I am
Just
the
play the
Grinch.
game.
I am the Grinch.
Jimmy, would you like to play the game?
Yeah, I'd love to, Grace.
How's the octopus looking?
Octopus, I just need to crisp up, so I'm going to whack that on a really high heat.
Do you enjoy spicy food?
I do.
Can you lick a lemon without wincing?
I'm going to say no.
Philli, you've got 4 minutes left. Looks like you're under control.
Yeah.
Dash is going in.
Dash is going in.
OK, so this will be no surprise. I'm a dark horse. Yeasted shiitake mushrooms. Jimmy, you're a spice master.
Yeah. I think that sounds right.
So it's a chili garlic oil. I think this is great. It's really clever.
Brilliant. Looks good. Good luck.
Thank you.
Philli's What's Your Palate main course is her version of a Japanese donburi. Sushi rice topped with Japanese rice seasoning, puffed rice, and dried corn flowers, with grilled octopus and bone marrow, and a beef and octopus dashi. Served with a choice of 6 Asian-inspired sauces, a coriander dressing, a brown butter miso hollandaise, a chili garlic oil, a Chinese black vinegar glaze, yeasted shiitake mushrooms, and a doubanjiang and honey glaze.
There's so much going on here. I feel like my eyes are spinning like a kind of a gambling machine. The octopus is just as I like it. So there's colour and there's crispness to it, but it's also very, very tender. And then I sit and eat it in combination with all these different sauces. I love the Spice Master. That is chili oil to absolutely die for.
Putting aside Philly's Christmas party games, this makes me very happy. The vinegar is really bright and zappy. It's powerful. Love the coriander. This is fun.
It's so clever. It's almost like she's given us a kind of selection box just in time for Christmas.
I got Loud and Proud and Spice Master. I've enjoyed those, but they all work very well with this dish.
When you take the fun out of the equation, you look at the dish itself. The octopus is well cooked, the rice is delicious, and I like all of the different sauces, but I'm really enjoying the bone marrow with this octopus as well. You've got pudding left to go. You've got 15 minutes. You're going to be OK on time?
Yeah.
Pine nut brown butter cake. I'm instantly thinking of something quite intense and almost treacly and, like, delicious.
With a whipped white chocolate ganache and then strawberries. And I don't know if it needs the sorbet, but I'm here to eat it. Lemon and basil sorbet. This is a really quite complex dessert.
Once the sorbet is on, are we ready to go, Philli?
Yeah.
And where does the Christmas cracker go?
The Christmas cracker is served on the side, and you're meant to crack it over the dessert.
Ah, OK. Right, you done?
Yes, chef.
Off you go.
Thank you.
Philli's dessert is pine nut brown butter cake with a whipped white chocolate ganache, strawberries marinated in the Japanese citrus chili paste yuzu kosho, a lemon and basil sorbet, and a basil oil. Served with a Christmas cracker.
Oh, look at that.
filled with rice paper snowflakes, gold salt, and flower petals.
I think that she began with a really beautifully judged sponge base, which was delicious. I think the white chocolate ganache, delicious. The strawberries, again, it was lovely, but we should have stopped there.
The one thing that is just a real block for me is that basil oil, basil sauce. It looks beautiful, but it's just so overpowering.
There's sort of 3 desserts in here, and you want to do a bit of editing to get to the one you really want.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
Merry Christmas. Oh, we missed. There we go.
I like the flavour of the pine nuts at the bottom, but the basil oil is very, very strong.
A lot of thought has gone into this dish. Actually, both dishes. Good menu, Philly. Lots of fun.
I mean, I put my heart into those dishes, and I think that really shows. And I hope they enjoyed it, and I hope they found their inner child.
Jamie, you got 10 minutes left to go. How's it going?
Good, getting set up now.
That's the chicken haggis.
It is, yeah.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, very happy. Proof's in pudding, though. I still need to carve it.
So I remember Jamie's cooking, and it was brilliant. And now I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, does he hate me now? Because he's steaming chicken breast. So there has to be some alchemy going on here. Maybe it's all in the chicken and haggis mousse.
Is it cooked?
Yep.
Happy?
Very happy.
The thing that fills me with joy is the roasted, pickled and pureed artichokes. I love artichoke.
What have you got, Jamie? Just the sauce to go in the jugs and that's it?
Yes, chef.
That looks lovely. The plate looks beautiful.
Looks great.
So I've cooked for you guys today a Cornish hen encased in a haggis mousse.
Nice.
You have a Jerusalem artichoke cooked in a Hasselback style, some artichoke pickle, roast artichoke puree, and it's finished with a lemon thyme infused chicken sauce. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Jamie. I feel like those of us that doubted steamed chicken breast are eating our words gratefully at the moment. It's almost like the haggis is like a kind of reverse stuffing, which is really, really smart, and it's got a kind of sausagey intensity to it.
My main focus, and I'd never thought I'd say this, is on the Hasselback Jerusalem artichoke with its toffeed, caramelised bottom. It's just fantastic. This is top-notch stuff.
It's certainly memorable, but gosh, it's intense. The jus is so rich. 2 or 3 mouthfuls of this was really all I could manage.
The chicken is beautifully cooked and the haggis really does complement the chicken. The sauce is strong, but otherwise it's a really good dish.
Loving the Jerusalem artichoke. I want a bit more. It is Christmas after all. You should be indulgent. Come on, Jamie, give me a bowl through of those baby artichokes.
What do you got left to do with your pudding, Jamie?
It's quite an intricate plating, so I just need to build the tart and all of the layers that go inside of that.
Jamie's dessert is a goat's curd tart, white peach and thyme compote, and a white peach sorbet.
This is the kind of pudding I absolutely love because often when I scan a menu, I look at the cheese board before I look at the actual puddings. And this kind of straddles both of those parts.
Do you feel like you've nailed it, Jamie?
I feel much better than the last time I put it up, that's for sure.
You done?
Yeah, done. Ready, chef.
Off you go.
Jamie's dessert is a goat's curd tart with a peach and lime compote, topped with fresh peaches and a white peach sorbet, finished with sage flowers.
God, that was hard. That was actually really hard. That was much harder than I thought it was going to be. But when you're cooking for the critics, it just has an extra edge to it, you know, that they're going to show up in your restaurant one day and you want to have left a great impression.
It's delicate and light and does not let you down on flavour. The sorbet is perfect. The curd filling is light and fluffy.
I love this because I've never had anything like this. It's a little bit like a cheesecake, and it's a little bit like a quiche, but it's also a little bit like a peach melba.
It is so unbelievably good. And as you can see, there's barely an atom left.
The pastry's beautiful and crisp. The curd has got a lovely texture to it. It's a better version of the last tart.
It's lovely to eat, the refreshing sorbet to go with it, but in my house, that's like a canapé.
Bart, 5 minutes left to go. How are we doing?
I'm plating up, so finishing the fish is in the oven, doing the rolls last minute, and just putting the whole dish. Just putting it all together.
Looking at this, there's lots going on here. Dover sole, nettle and onion puree, tromboncino.
Careful.
Careful, Bart.
And I have to say, I'm really pleased that he's grilling his Dover sole. You need to treat them carefully.
Is this how you remember cooking in our kitchen?
Absolutely, yes. Shaky hands, last few seconds, trying to get it all on the plate.
Marcus breathing down your neck.
Exactly.
It's really clever because he's kind of given it a forest feel, the nettle and onion puree, obviously the mushrooms as well, which is not something you see that often accompanying fish.
So crispy leek, and that's it?
Crispy leek, and then the sauce I'll do at the table.
Right, Bart, you good to go?
Yes, good to go.
Off you go.
Hello.
Hi.
Afternoon. So I have a grilled Dover sole dish with tromboncino zucchinis, nettle and sweet onion puree, sautéed girolles with a little bit of garlic puree, crispy fried leeks, and a brown butter and hazelnut vinaigrette.
Thanks, Bart. Well done.
So, the cooking of the Dover sole. It still has tension, but it's soft, and the grilling is perfect. The nettle and onion puree, deep green and savoury and sweet. It is top of the tree cooking.
Fish with hazelnut is not an everyday thing, but it's just delicious. And all this girole, and they are garlic embossed.
Everywhere you look, he's nailed it. Vinaigrette, perfect. Fish, beautifully grilled. Leeks, amazing. This is food made to be savoured and enjoyed.
Perfectly cooked Dover sole, beautiful girolles, the butter with the hazelnuts through it. Delicious.
The nettle puree on the plate and the squash just bring a really lovely earthiness to this dish. An earthy flavour with a fish dish. That's clever. Right, Bart, we're almost there. A couple of minutes left. I have to say one thing, it certainly smells like Christmas round here.
Right, yes, it's the sherry and the star anise, the cinnamon that kind of really brings it out.
Bart's dessert is Pedro Jimenez poached figs, orange blossom chiffon cake, caramelised pistachios, ricotta and rosemary sorbet, orange zest and sage blossoms. Blimey, there's a lot to do there. What I'm really focusing on is the figs poached in sweet sherry. Yes, please.
Those sorbets that are kind of almost between ice cream and sorbet and have kind of creaminess through them, when they're right, they're an absolute joy.
Are you happy?
That's it, yes, happy.
Yeah? Brilliant. Well done.
For dessert, Bart has made figs poached in Pedro Jimenez sherry, with an orange blossom chiffon cake, caramelized pistachios, and a ricotta and rosemary sorbet, finished with sage blossoms.
Yeah, always a bit weird when you open that door and you see them sitting there staring at you, but actually they were smiley today. I think they're in the Christmas spirit as well. I hope my dish brings a smile on their faces.
The figs are just so soft, but just got a little bit of give still. They really feel like the star of the show. That little kind of shortbready cake at the bottom, the citrus, it's a total joy.
I love that ricotta sorbet because really, you know, he has made it's a cheese ice cream, but it's a sweet, really addictive cheese ice cream.
There is cold and there is warm. There is sweet and there is a little bit of savoury. There are aromatics. It's all there, but it's not forced. It just seems to make sense.
Figs, succulent, soft. The chiffon cake's got wonderful texture to it. And then we have the sorbet. It's got a light savouriness to that as well.
The dish is delicious. The menu is fantastic. He's hit all the notes. He's got it absolutely spot on. Right, Santosh, it's almost time for your main course. Are you all ready to start plating?
Yes.
This is when it's starting to feel like Christmas. Santosh is coming to cook for me again.
Nepali spice and feather powder marinated chicken breast, spice millet, chicken curry sauce, and bamboo shoot pickle. Ooh, fireworks.
He's working with a real broad palette of spices, it seems, and I think the idea of using chicken feathers as a flavour is, I think, a new one on all of us.
Right, Santosh, are you all done?
Yeah, ready to go.
Right, go and face the critics. Off you go. You ready to eat some feathers?
Why not?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
For his main, Santosh is serving Nepalese spiced chicken. Chicken breast marinated in a rub of burnt feather powder and Nepalese spices, with a millet pilau, bamboo shoot pickle, and a chicken curry sauce.
There are a lot of very serious smells coming off this.
Yes.
And not always familiar.
The chicken feathers, there's definitely some smokiness there. It's interesting. The pickle is fantastic. It's got that real sour heat. The curry sauce completely delivers. It's an absolute, like, wonder elixir. I just can't stop eating it.
I'm going to call it sipping gravy because I have been sipping it from the pot. Depth of flavour. It's, you know, it's a spiced chicken gravy and it's fantastic.
What worried me when I saw this millet pilau was that it was going to taste like something from a health food deli and it was going to be a little bit boring. It's not. It's absolutely delicious. I think that he's pulled it off. He's, you know, he's a real shining star, Santosh.
The sauce, full of flavour. It's great. The millet is delicious. That's the star of the plate for me.
The chicken is nicely cooked. The crumb or the burnt feathers has a bit of a smokiness to it. Delicious, delicious plate of food here from Santosh. 15 minutes for our pancakes. Are we going to be ready?
Yes.
Yeah? Amazing.
So Santosh's pudding of milk and banana pancake, reduced saffron milk, pineapple fritters and fennel ice cream. Just sounds like an absolute riot to me.
So this is a dessert that you would serve during the Holy Festival?
Yes.
It all sounds gorgeous and sticky.
I've never met a pancake I didn't like.
Just a little bit gold leaf. And then done.
Off you go.
Thank you.
Well done.
So in a holy festival, the color festival, we eat this dessert we call malpua. So banana pancake, pineapple fritters, then we have reduced milk with the saffron under, and then we have a mango and fennel ice cream on the top.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
very
Santosh.
much.
Thanks so much.
I feel so much emotion when cooking here for the critics, for the judges, for being in a MasterChef kitchen. Now is so much pressure. I can feel the pressure. Expectation, they have a high, and hope I able to match that expectation.
I loved this. Those little caramelized, fluffy banana pancakes, and then the little jewels of pineapple. They pop, pop, pop in their crisp shell.
The flavours are just beautifully balanced. That reduced milk is, you know, it's almost like a custard, but yeah, it's not too sweet and it's got the fragrance of the saffron in there. There's so much to love about it.
It's just a delicious pudding. And now I would like him to commit to the cause and bring out 6 times as much.
The banana pancake is light. I like the little balls of pineapple. Fabulous to enjoy Santosh's cooking again.
We've got spices, we've got flavour, we've got colour, we've got everything that we expect from Santosh. It's lovely.
Well, I think this has been a pretty good day at the office.
I've been judging in these rooms for well over a decade. And without hesitation, this has been the single best day I've ever had.
Merry Christmas, boys.
Merry Christmas.
Cooking for the critics, one of the toughest asks we could give them. But I think it's a great start from our 4 chefs.
There's one more festive challenge to go through before we find our winner.
You ready?
I'm ready. Chefs, welcome back into the kitchen. You have all been within touching distance of winning this competition. This is another chance for you to come out on top.
We couldn't do this festive celebration without someone that you know very well.
Hello, chefs. This is our Christmas gift to just one of you. This is the Professional MasterChef Rematch Trophy. What we want from you is a festive feast, a proper celebration of the season. You have 2.5 hours, off you go.
It's great cooking for one last time. I mean, I'm going to go all out because there's nothing to lose. I hope this is a winning festive celebration. I mean, I hope it surprises and I hope it excites.
Philli, great to see you. What are you going to do? What are you going to show us?
So I am doing fried chicken today. In Japan at Christmas, the Japanese actually go to a fried chicken restaurant and they have to book it about 3 months in advance to get their bucket of chicken. So I'm using that idea and I'm going to give you a Japanese Christmas.
Philli's going to be doing confit chicken wings. Lovely and soft meat. She's going to stuff those with the shiitake mushrooms. That's going to be delicious.
I am using all the parts of the chicken that are normally thrown in the bin. The chicken doesn't have just breast. They have wings, they have skin, they even have a tail. I think that all the chicken should be appreciated.
Chicken tail yakitori. It's the parson's nose of the chicken, which is what the tail or the feathers of the chicken are coming out of, generally discarded, but Philli's going to be putting them onto a skewer and cooking them on a Japanese barbecue.
I'm popping on the tare, which I made earlier. So it's mirin, sake, soy, and a little bit of sugar. It's really traditional.
We've got miso and chicken gravy to go with it, as well as crispy skin. Philli wants to show as many different techniques in preparing the chicken and also using as many parts of the chicken as possible.
I'm pretty sure we'll have to be all out 100%, no mistakes made. And then hope for the best.
Bart, tell me, what are you going to be cooking for us?
So there's a centerpiece of 5-spice roasted venison that's also smoked and a reduced mulled wine jus. Then on the side, we're going to serve a small tartare of chicory with blue cheese. And we'll do a pot with port wine and liver stew, topped with a bone marrow mash, toasted pine nuts on top, and that should present a whole nice feast.
I know you're a family man, 2 little girls. They used to give you pictures to bring in. Have they given you anything today?
They did not forget. I specifically like kind of what was written on it. You are the coolest.
Yeah.
Keeping it cool this time of the year.
Very nice.
We're going to let you get on. Best of luck. I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you.
Bart's venison is going to have 5-spice wrapped around it. The meat needs to be beautifully caramelised on the outside, but gently cooked. You want it to be coloured the same all the way through. The liver stew sounds delicious. It's almost like a shepherd's pie. With the chicken livers, it's going to be a little touch of offal, so it will complement the venison. And, of course, a potato puree, nice and creamy, finished with bone marrow. Delicious.
Bart is making a tartare using chicory, which has this very savoury and bitter nose, but will work very well with the caramelisation and the pastry. He's also got blue cheese on there and walnuts, which brings some texture to this dish. Brilliant idea.
I think every single individual element will make you feel that you're really at home. But once I bring it to the table, you feel like you're in a restaurant. Everything has the refinement, the details, it's pretty, perfectly cooked. Should give a real nice Christmas spirit.
Chefs, you have 1 hour left. Smells fantastic. Santosh, like we have turkey at Christmas, in Nepal, do you have certain dishes at certain festivals?
So Nepal, we have so many festivals. Million god, million festivals. So every festival we have a different food. So this is inspired from the Dasai festival, the main festival we have in Nepal. And this food is from where I belong from. I'm making vegan feast. So there will be no animal product, no butter, no ghee, no turkey. They can play freely.
What's in the vegan feast that we're having?
I'm preparing jackfruit steak, blanching in a spice. And then we have sun-dried chickpea, sun-dried leaf, rice cracker. We have aubergine.
How many dishes are you making then?
Almost 17 items is there. So, yeah.
Wow.
I'm running, but I will be fine. I organize.
Santosh, very excited to be cooking a Nepalese vegan feast for us. I'm excited just hearing about having to eat 17 different dishes. So we're starting with a jackfruit steak and a curry sauce. Jackfruit, if it's not too ripe, can be quite firm and it has quite a bit of fibre, so this is a great substitute for me. We got dry nuts pilau. We have kacho kira, green banana dry curry. There's also chutneys. We got aubergines, we got gourds as well. We got yams and potato. But Santosh is very confident that he isn't doing too much and he will be able to serve us all this food. Well, I really hope he can, because that is one festival I do not want to miss.
I finished 5 now and 12 to go more. So it's, yeah, getting there, yeah.
You normally cook for your family at Christmas. Everyone's having a good time, everyone's enjoying themselves. If something like the cabbage isn't hot or something, no one's going to mind. Whereas these guys today, they're looking for a winner and they're looking for the best dish. So I hope to give them that.
Jamie, what have you got planned?
During the pandemic, venison wasn't being bought by restaurants because we were closed, and it's not really something that the general public tend to buy. But what I really wanted to showcase today is how it can easily become part of a traditional festive feast at home.
Good for you.
So I've got some venison mince. I'm making like a venison faggot. And then the loin itself rolled with a kind of sage and onion stuffing. And I'm going to roast that. And then I'm doing like a glazed potato.
Your plate of food is always quite precise and very beautiful. Are we going to see more of that?
The trimmings will all be arranged on the plate, but, you know, the showpiece is the venison. It's going to be smoked at the table and carved as you would at your dinner table at home.
Sounds absolutely delicious. Good luck, Jamie.
Venison loin. He is going to be wrapping that with some sage and onion stuffing. I've never had it wrapped around the venison loin before, and I really, really can't wait to try that. I've also then got some caul fat and bacon. Jamie needs to get his timings just right. He will not know how it is cooked until he cuts into it at the table in front of us. That's taking a risk, but Jamie always does that.
He's taking venison mince, mixing it with some pork and chicken livers to make a large faggot. Sounds delicious, but he's not stopping there. We've got fabulous chestnut puree, glazed potatoes that we cooked off in stock, so it's going to be so flavoursome. Beautiful sounding dish here from Jamie, and I think it's going to look stunning too.
You have just 20 minutes. 20 minutes, chefs.
How's it going, Philly?
Yeah, good, thank you,
Yeah,
Chef.
that's your chicken wing.
That is the chicken wing, yes. We're going for golden perfection, crisping up in goose fat, so it is Christmas, you know?
So I'm making rice bread. I finished almost everything, so let's make one extra. Feast, always gift, no?
You have 10 minutes. 10 minutes, everybody.
So the venison inside should be cooked by now. And obviously have the bacon on the outside that's still soft, so you're just looking to roast that off.
A few minutes to go, Bart. How are you? Because there's nothing on a plate yet, right?
Nothing on the plate yet, but it will come out really soon. I'm gonna finish up the tartare. Gonna be plating up the venison. Ready to go.
Come on, 60 seconds. Your time is up. Well done. Philly, please, up you come.
Philli's festive feast is her take on the Japanese tradition of eating fried chicken at Christmas.
That is cool.
Thank you.
That's really cool. That's fantastic.
She has made confit chicken wings stuffed with pickled shiitake mushrooms, topped with truffle, with a garnish of sweet corn and miso puree, black garlic ketchup, rice cakes, crispy chicken skin, hen of the woods mushrooms, and a truffle and miso chicken gravy. And a barbecue chicken tail yakitori skewer with tare, a soy dipping sauce served with an egg yolk.
This wing is incredible because in there we've got a kind of sweet stuffing, and that's really lovely. Then you dip that into the truffle gravy. That's just delightful. Absolutely delightful.
Loving the flavours of the black garlic and the sweet corn puree on here. Your yakitori, I love that. And your tare sauce with the egg yolk, you've got the sweetness and the saltiness of the soy in there, you know, and it's such a fine balance. And you just got it spot on.
Thank you so much, Chef.
It's a beautiful piece of cookery. It's smart, it's fun. What you've done over the last 12 months since we last saw you is you've been away and you've thought and you've homed in and reflected, and it's coming to the table. I think it's great.
Thank you so much. Playing with food and being creative is just what I'm about, and I'm so happy I got the chance to come back here and show that.
For his festive feast, Jimi is serving juniper smoked venison loin.
Look at that.
Wrapped in bacon with sage and onion stuffing, chestnuts and dried cranberries. With venison and chicken liver faggots on creamed cabbage, glazed potatoes, chestnut puree, fresh pear and red currants. Finished with a venison sauce.
Jimi, beautiful presentation, beautiful. The cooking of the venison, it's perfectly cooked. It's so tender. And then you've got this lovely sweetness and savouriness from the cranberry and the chestnuts with the saltiness of that bacon. Fantastic.
The faggot, delicious. It's got great depth of flavour, and I think the chicken livers really do bring out that too. The chestnut puree is beautiful and smooth. The pear is fresh. It's a work in harmony. It's delicious. It's its own Christmas carol. Well done.
Everybody loves potatoes, but that one there just feels like it's just been for a long bath in butter. It's just really beautiful and soft. But that sauce, mate, it's meaty and there's a slight sweet note. It's beautiful. You are a very talented chef, my friend. Cheers.
Thanks so much.
Well done.
It's not usual for a chef to get that sort of feedback, like face-to-face from three people that, you know, you respect so much. So hearing those comments, I'm slightly blown away, to be honest. Not quite sank in yet.
Santosh's 18-dish vegan feast is inspired by the food of the Nepalese Dashain festival and includes curried jackfruit steak, green banana curry, rice crackers, onion salad, tempered grapefruit, sesame and chili pickle, red yam aubergine, spiced potato, and pointed gourd, pilau rice with nuts, and a rice puri or bread, with smoked tomato and hemp seed chutneys, sun-dried chickpea leaf, mushroom dry curry, and a Nepalese black lentil dal.
Santosh, I just forgot how fantastic your food is. Your jackfruit steak is just delightful. Little bit of sweetness, little bit of smokiness. It's almost like a texture of a cauliflower that has juice. My favourite flavour is the little paste here. It starts almost like nutty sesame and finishes with proper heat. It's just wonderful food.
Every single pot in front of me has its own unique individual flavour. I'm amazed that you've got through all of this cookery, because to create such big flavours time and time again in one dish is actually quite extraordinary.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got the red yam, we've got the gourd and the aubergines, and I take those and I put some of the tomato chutney onto it, the hemp chutney on it, and it's heavenly. And then you take your little flatbread, and I'm just dipping in and I'm dipping out, enjoying everything here. You went back home to truly discover the heart and the food, and bringing that here for me, I feel like I went with you on that journey. And the next time you go back to Nepal, please take me with you.
I'm feeling great, good. After this all good comments, I cooked vegan. And vegan food, people thinking is not tasty or boring food or anything. So look at these comments, oh my goodness, no?
Finally, it's Bart, whose seasonal feast is 5-spiced venison loin, with a smoked cashew puree, preserved red gooseberries, crispy kale, and a mulled wine jus. A chicken liver, port, and caramelized apple stew, topped with bone marrow mash and pine nuts. And a chicory tatin, topped with a blue cheese, walnut, and chicory salad.
The venison cookery is fantastic, but the thing I really love about it is the sauce. It's so rich and it's so sweet, yet the gooseberries just cut through all of that. This little pie on the side, again, it's massive in richness, but the apple inside just brings a touch of freshness to it as well. Normally, your food's delicate and light. This is massive.
What I particularly like are the flavours that identify with Christmas. First off, the smokiness in your cashew puree. There is a slight sweetness in the mulled wine sauce. There is a sharper sweetness with the gooseberry, which is perfect with the venison. That's good.
I love this little chicory ta-ta-ta. You've got the blue cheese sauciness. You've got even some fresh chicory on top, which gives it a bit more of the bitterness. Again, it works well with something like venison, indulgent. Fantastic job. I think I might go lie down now.
Definitely gave it all that I have. It is aimed to be a feast. It is supposed to be big. It's supposed to be special. It's supposed to be all out, I think. And today, that is exactly what I cooked.
What a way to round off the year. What a celebration of expert cookery art with a little bit of Christmas magic.
I was so excited when these 4 chefs walked back into the kitchen. But to see the food that they're cooking now, it's just been wonderful.
How clever is Philli? She just thinks about food in a very, very different way.
The use of the chicken bits that normally get thrown away was fantastic. Great idea, good flavours, beautifully presented, and I thought the fun that went with it was a treat.
Jamie's dish today just looked like Christmas. I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if it would have sung me a carol.
Beautifully cooked venison dish. Love the sweetness of the chestnut and the cranberries and the saltiness of the bacon running through it.
He wowed us today with that dish. It was beautiful.
How does Santosh create the flavour sensations that he does?
That jackfruit steak, I love that. I'm not missing any kind of meat at all when I eat this food. I find it so exciting.
we were able to taste the flavours of Nepal. I think that's what made his food today very different, quite unique and quite special.
Bart has always shown technical skill. Today, he brought bags of flavour with it.
He really did conjure up some gorgeous food. I mean, it was rich, but it was superb.
He's really taken his food to a whole new level.
Look, we enjoyed all of the dishes from all 4 chefs. That is obvious. But only one can be our rematch champion. Who is it going to be?
Chefs, thank you so much. That was, without doubt, a fabulous celebration.
Our MasterChef Professionals Rematch champion is... Santosh.
Thank you.
Wow.
Philli, Jimi, Bart, honestly, there was nothing that we didn't like. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
All done, all dusted. A little bit gutted, of course, that we didn't win, but in the end, it was an amazing experience to be back in the kitchen.
I mean, it would have been great to got the trophy, but at the same time, like, I think it's a prize enough to be able to cook the food that I love and get great comments.
All my feedback was brilliant today. I did what I had to do. You know, Santosh's feast was incredible, so yeah, well done to him.
I think you need this to celebrate. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Champion.
Santosh's food, for me, is exciting, it's different, it's unique, and it's still evolving. He's still learning and growing, and that makes it even more exciting.
I hope he goes back and continues discovering more of those amazing flavours and ingredients that he cooked today. Fabulous cook, well-deserved winner.
I'm feeling great. I think I make a right decision to choose a Nepalese cuisine. We have to go with your heart, go with your roots. So that's what I did. And here I am. I can't wait to call my mom to tell I win. Finally, I win. You know.